Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play SimCity. So we are still here in Whitewater Crossing, and it is time to finally rename our city. I've seen many awesome names, but one of them definitely stuck in my head, and I really have to go for it. Given the combination of the fact that we've got a theme park nearby and all the coal and ore mines, I really have to go with the idea of calling this city Orlando. And of course, in Orlando is nearby Orlando anyway, is where Disney World is in Florida. So there you go. There you have it. We have a name for our city, and I think it's quite good. I also like the idea of calling our actual amusement park the 18 Flags, and I think that's pretty awesome. I don't think you can actually rename these guys. I might be wrong, but I don't expect so. What are you complaining about? More concession stands. Yes. So concession stands should be able to keep people recharged all the way through. So let's, oh yeah, we've got lots of opportunity to add more. So we're going to make sure we have some near these rides, and out over here we're going to go popcorn all along the road over here so we can keep them entertained as they walk. And a little bit more there, and we'll drop another umbrella stand as well. And we can probably stick in some extra kind of ride here. Now we are a little bit capped for space. I have a drop tower. I guess I have some of everything, don't I? Do I have... is that what that is? I think that's what that is, but that's okay. We can add some more duplicates. Who cares, right? Oh, it's bigger. Not sure we can fit that in anywhere. Oh, we can fit it in here. Yeah, so we're going to just try to fill this up with as many rides as we can possibly fit in. More pirate boats. Of course more pirate boats. Come on, guys. It's like the greatest ride there is. And, oh, I forgot that I'm still running negative money, which probably means we're going to have the problem again where everything goes totally negative. Actually, let me pause for a second. One of the things we're going to do, since he is really not very helpful, is we're going to turn off the Maxis Manor. Saves a little bit of cash. Although... we are probably, yeah, still going to do that sort of thing. So we're going to turn off some buildings once again. We will turn off the airport. Passenger terminals don't have a built-in expense. So that's interesting. No, all right. Yeah. What else? I'm trying to remember what we turned off last time, because it'd be nice to just duplicate that. And I really have to remember to leave myself a big pool of money to kick around here. That'll count for a lot. And this thing, yeah, because we can afford to temporarily turn off our other business just fine. So, oh, we are still paused. Oh, I have to get to, like, actual positive. We'll tell you what, turn this off for a second, too. Okay. Now... come on, just send out a shipment, make me some cash. Thing is, if we didn't have the actual industry going on, we'd be running a total pure profit situation, probably most of the time. I suppose having the airport closed does hurt that quite a bit. But other than that, we should be okay. Anyway, my plan for today is to continue to increase the tourism capacity quite a bit, because if we can avoid this sort of problem more, that will be quite nice. Okay, come on, max speed. There we go. So we've sent out a shipment, which means we can turn this back on. And this back on, which is the important thing for keeping the traffic flowing. I think I turned off the clinic. Yes, I did. Get that back on, and then we'll get the airport going. There we are. As far as I know, we have everything going once again. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. We've got more City Hall modules. That's interesting. I don't think we have a terrible amount of demand for anything, except, of course, for putting a sign up in front. So yeah, Orlando. Traffic is still decent. We've got a bunch of double-decker buses going on there. And I mean, every now and again, there's a little bit of traffic sort of buildup, but it's a very minor buildup. It's not a real traffic jam, right? Just a slightly higher density of vehicles on the road, which is fine, actually, because you want to see utilization. Totally empty roads can be a bad sign, too, right? Because it means, I guess, you have not enough population or something. And we are still running in a very low population setup. If we had more people... we've been making tons and tons of tax money, and we'd be laughing as well. In fact, we're making quite a decent amount of profit as is, which is kind of surprising to me. I have everything enabled, right? Oh, and these things, they do cost. Okay, so yeah, having the one turned off is a good idea. I guess just because the airport was closed, it was showing me a zero cost for all the things. So, why are things yellow? What are we complaining about? High tourist demand. So we could really expand our gambling. Not really, though. This thing is not profitable yet, which is actually really surprising to me. So yeah, I mean, we do want to add some more tourist destinations, and I suppose we could look at the culture buildings and build some more landmarks, especially there's a few cheap ones that we can sort of stick in here and just take advantage of for now. And then we can bulldoze them later and build the really expensive fancy ones, which, frankly, doesn't seem like a terrible idea. Is this thing profitable? It is, even though it seems to be kind of out of the way. In fact, it makes lots of money. And, ooh, I like it. It's going to bulldoze some of the things that we kind of want to have be hotels later on. But I like the positioning, the fact that it's not too far away from my other transit centers. Tenements, excellent. That works out just fine. Let's go into the zoning tool and make sure we've got enough commercial zones over here, since I'm sort of smashing them down. I'm hoping some of them will turn into airports. Yeah, we can do some of this along the way here. Kind of like that. They're going to be relatively small, but that should be okay. Again, I'm going to try to avoid building right on the avenue itself, because that does create a fair amount of traffic as people try to turn in and out of the businesses. I'm not convinced it would be the end of the world, but it's definitely not the most ideal configuration in the universe. So, you know, we'll do it if we have to, but hopefully we won't have to. And yeah, if we can get more hotels, it'll be great, because that will increase our tourist capacity. Where was I finding that? Oh, it wasn't here. It was probably over here. There we are. No? Tourist map. Same screen? Ah, current tourists. Yeah, so we would like to improve our total amount of tourist sort of storage. And that means hotels. Now, your commercial zones do turn into hotels, but of course you can also build casinos, because casinos can include hotels that you kind of manually place there. So more casinos may actually be the way to go, except for the fact that we're short on space. And then, of course, there's the idea of playing for the region as well. I am tempted to go ahead and remove large swaths of some of the regions. Maybe the half Snotsburg. I don't remember if they have natural resources or whatever. And anyway, just to get the goods required to build an international airport, because... Oh, cool! Neat achievement. Because that would be very cool, right? And we didn't actually show on video finishing it last time, so that would be nice to do. We need metal, oil, and alloy, which is actually be relatively easy to pull off. We do need 1,000,000 simoleons. Our regional budget is not quite there yet, although it is quickly getting there. So, and we can produce metal and alloy, I suppose, from over here. We'll have to change our production schedule a little bit. And the downside, of course, is that we're not selling those goods. In terms of oil, I'm sure there's oil patches in one of my cities, so I can either make room for it. And of course, there are two more city plots not yet taken. A little tiny bit of oil there. I don't know if that would be worth it. And that's water. Tons, well, an acceptable amount of oil over here. In addition to more ore and coal. So in fact, they are all connected by road. So this city over here, we could literally build later simply to be a pure industrial place to produce the oil, metal, and the alloy needed to build the airport. And that would be kind of cool. Oh, it's just bugging me about that. I'm like, why are you blinking at me? Stop with the blinking lights. Fire? Fire bad. I'm assuming I never turned off my fire station, although that might be a little bit foolish, so hopefully that's still okay. What are my stats like? 1 death per day, totally acceptable. That's not... Wow. No, we're doing a great job. Fantastic job. Are you going to bug me about the Dr. Vu thing? Oh. I thought you were, though. Oh, I can't click on the screen for now? No, no thanks. You're doing a fine job at keeping up. I don't think we're going to add a new police station quite yet. Money is coming in pretty well, so that's good. But again, I got to make sure to keep a big stash of it. Is my edificio copan making... Wait. Well, that's a different kind of building. That's right. I always forget that some of these do not work like others. This is actually just a medium tourist attraction, and people live there. There's 1,100 tourists that live inside of this one building. So, yeah. Well, it does give me more people, so the bigger tax base. And attracts more tourists to the town, but the fact of the matter is, we don't actually need to attract more tourists at this point. We just need to make more money off of them. Well, now I'm very confused. So, yeah, it doesn't really specify here. It says high tourist attraction, and over here it says medium tourist attraction. Other things say that as well. It happens to also say residents, but at no point can we kind of make money at this building, so that's kind of odd. Trying to think if there's a thingy. Oh, the Opera House, that might be pretty good. Oh, right, and it actually runs events. Well, that might be fun to do. We can plop this down. We've got enough money banked. Although it's huge, and I forget about that. Yeah, that might be problematic. What else have we got? We've got the Round Tower of Copenhagen. Ah. And this, what does it say about itself? Medium tourist attraction. Hopefully this one can actually be profitable. And we're just gonna, you know what? This might be a thing to grab the people as they come off the boat. So I like that idea. Right on the coast over here. It'll actually be quite nice. Okay, good. So this is a possible profit center. Because there are quite a few tourists that come off of the ferry terminal here, so we may as well take advantage of them there. And of course there's a lot of commercial districts around here, so hopefully we can get some people sleeping in hotels finally, once they develop. It does take a while for the commercial areas to sort of catch up to the idea of the tourism, because they tend to set up as, yeah, little shopping malls, but eventually they will grow and become somewhat more substantial. They will become hotels, rather, is what I'm trying to find the words to say. And actually, it's interesting here because there's so many people that live here. I guess there's going to be a lot of shopping that actually happens over here, so hopefully they will develop. Now, speaking of density, I think I'm going to spend some time upgrading some roads, actually. Well, mostly the avenues, because there are some bits that are high density and then some low density or medium density bits, which is okay. It's not like we're having traffic jams, but it's just kind of annoying me. I think over here would be actually a bit higher priority to do it. I think these bottlenecks mostly happen because of the lane changes that are required. So let's go ahead and do a quick upgrade to high density here, here, and all the way over here. And then we're going to pay attention to this. Oh, this intersection is already high density, so I guess we're going to be okay. So we'll see what happens there. I suppose just for like OCD kind of purposes, we'll upgrade this road as well, just because it's kind of a weird cutoff over there. But that's it. Maxis Manor, yeah. I mean, some of these actually are pretty much ready to pop. They just need a road. Yeah, high density. So let's get them up to high density road. You know what? We'll do the whole roundabout over here. And roundabout is, damn it, it's just a better way to say it. Just more interesting than roundabout. And, you know what, we'll call that good enough. Hopefully we'll get some nice, cool buildings over here. And some of these might actually, they're close-ish, not quite there. But they're continuing to go up. And again, you know, I think most of the people in my city are relatively satisfied with things. We're going to miss school? Really? Yeah, I guess the education system in this town is not terribly fantastic. Since there's not an actual school in the town itself. Although there are plenty of school buses. People should be able to get serviced. I don't know what they're whining about. Other than that, I mean, we could, you know, prop up the land value if we wanted to by just building more expensive parks, but I haven't decided if I want to do that. Of course, there is a difference. Again, remember, land value and density are not the same. When you plop down one of the higher end parks, you increase land value, which looks very nice, and you do get a bit of a happy face, a temporary boost in sort of the happiness slash density, but the long-term density increase just comes from completing that cycle, that going to a commercial site or a park and getting happiness that way. Now there are parks around, so people should be able to feed themselves happiness that way, and we do have some commercial stuff around, yeah, over here, which I think is even within walking distance, so I wouldn't expect people to complain too much from that. I don't know. You know what, we might pop down a few little things there, just give them some shopping centers on the opposite side, and that might help them become even slightly more happy. And that's not a bad thing. Population is creeping up to 25,000. Again, the higher the population, are we actually turning a net profit now? That is incredible. It might be because of the tourist buildings. In fact, this Rundertorn, I think, I'm trying to remember how that A with a little O is pronounced. I think it's more like an O than an A sound. So, Rundertorn. Sure, let's go with that. Is actually turning quite a bit of a profit. My amusement park is still doing pretty well itself. The Edificio Copan, not a moneymaker apparently, but the Arc de Triomphe is really racking it in, so that's pretty good, especially since I think this was a 50,000 or 500,000 simoleon building. So I suspect at some point we'll probably replace the Edificio over here with something that's also a moneymaker, and then of course upgrade the round tower place with a higher end one as well. But so far we're doing pretty good. In fact, you know, other than the fact that you can always sort of increase the cities, I'm kind of stumped as to what to do next, because I feel like this city is very close to reaching completion. I mean, yeah, I could do I don't know, I can do lots of things, right? Obviously, one of my goals might be to increase density. Like, if my goal was to have the highest population city, then there would be lots to do. But the goal here was just to create kind of an interesting tourist city, so that has happened. Now, I could dramatically redesign the theme park and bulldoze sort of all my industry over here to be able to do the roller coaster thing, but I don't think I'm going to. I think we're going to have to live without roller coasters on this particular map. Next time I decide to make a city that's got an amusement park in it, I will certainly leave like half the map open or something for roller coasters. Jeez, it's kind of ridiculous. But with the setup we sort of had to take, I think it would have been less problematic if we'd been able to ship that 700,000 simoleons from the other city successfully the first time. Then we may not have had to build up quite as much, but I don't know. It does look kind of neat at night, and I do like this building here. I mean, this kind of curvy S-shaped thing. It does look really cool at night. And once our city grows in density, it'll even look better and better and better and better. And yeah, that's the thing. The population will go up. As soon as these things sort of hit that next tier of density and these buildings get bigger, our population might actually bubble, well, I'm guessing to at least 50K. And it might be able to surpass that quite a bit, despite the fact that we've got so much green space. Traffic will never be a problem, which is actually pretty helpful because it means that the residents of the city here will never have any problem sort of satisfying their needs. So once again, you know, that's going to increase growth. Just the amount of space. Although it will be a two-edged sword, right? Because as your city grows bigger, you get more traffic. So problems can suddenly start to develop where they weren't there before. But other than that, that's okay. You know what? Given the fact that at this time, I hope this is going to be a hotel. Come on, hotel me. Drinks to go, hair salon. Oh, this is a hotel. Yeah, so I think the hotel system is starting to kick in. Does this look like a hotel to you, or does it look like more of an office space? Commercial, lie, realty. Vacant business. I want to see what these things turn into before we go back, probably to just double check on the status of have-a-lots and haves-not. Just to make sure they're doing okay. And then we may consider expanding across the water and starting to build up just an industry town there just to feed into an airport. Just to see what we can do with the tourism at that point. I mean, the city's successful, right? And it's one of those problems where I keep bumping into in this game is that, you know, the city map sizes, yeah, you can do a variety of different challenges, and yeah, you can sort of try to max out the amount of stuff you have in one city. Wow, there's a lot of traffic build up here. Oh, as the people are pulling in and out of the bus station. I guess that's understandable. We can't really upgrade these cities. I might do a streetcar in this town, I'm not sure. It's not required, though. We don't have a traffic problem. Anyway, to complete my thought, was that yeah, I mean, you can do more. You can have bigger cities if you want in terms of actual population size. I mean, one of my first cities hit what, like 250,000 people, like without really trying, without having to work out any tricks. It just happened. You know, I wonder how big of a city we could make now. Maybe I will look into doing that again. But to complete that thought, finally, is that without a bigger map size, you do sort of run out of stuff pretty quickly. Because I would like to make another one of these sort of cities that's kind of spread out and low density, just like I did in Have-Lots as well. Have-Lots? I don't remember what we called that city. You know, with a lot of green space, but still have a higher population and have a higher difficulty, because when you have a bigger, higher population city, you have more traffic, and so solving those traffic problems is actually the more interesting part of SimCity gameplay. It always has been. You know, people make fun of the traffic in SimCity 5, and yeah, okay, with good reason. There were certainly some major issues, but traffic has always been the limiting factor in every SimCity game ever. And in fact, in real city design as well, traffic is, that's the Achilles heel. That's what you've got to resolve. So that's where the fun gameplay comes, is trying to resolve traffic issues and build interesting road grids. And so that will be present in a larger city with a higher population, but also a bigger map. So even doing this sort of low density, lots of green space map in a larger city will be quite challenging, because your population will grow quite a bit, and then they will have long distances to travel down. So you're talking about a lot of roads, a lot of cars on the road quite often, and the whole whether people have, you know, sort of get to a job, make money, return home, then go out to commercial area and buy happiness is based on kind of a 24-hour cycle, I believe. So if you have too much traffic, you have the problem where they can't complete that cycle and they can't get happy. But also, if the roads are just so damn long, plus a little bit of traffic, then then that would also be a barrier to it. So I think there's extra challenges awaiting us there, and I don't know. I'm still hoping that there's, you know, like some really awesome and of course very affordable piece of like an expansion DLC that comes out for this game. And maybe I'm a dreamer, you know, but I'm not the only one. See you next time, folks.